Can somebody go on Amazon and buy a cheap $70 welder to get the job done? Stay tuned and find out. So here we are with this little $70 Amazon welder. The name of it I don't know, but it does say ARC 200 DC inverter welder. Actually, it weighs about maybe 2 pounds. It's got this nice little strap that you could hang on your shoulder to carry it around. The stinger that it comes with is pretty cheap. Overall, for being 2 pounds, the machine seems to be all right. Now, from the description, it does say it will do stick, TIG. So that would mean carbon or stainless. Obviously, it probably will not do aluminum welding, and it will not do MIG welding. We're gonna find out to see what this thing's gonna do. Now, this thing is super simple to get ready to set up. Really, all you do is just plug this into your outlet. I would recommend at least a 20 amp to make this thing run, or it will trip it. You got yourself your ground, you just hook it to your work there and your little stinger. First thing we're gonna start off doing is doing some beads on some plate here, just to see what it's gonna do, what kind of amperage it's gonna run. And then our second test we're gonna try some pipe to see how well that works out. So I have a 332 7018 we're gonna try with this. I got this machine set at 170. So I don't know if that's 170 amps or not, but we're gonna find out just to see what it's gonna do. Now, I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for this little machine, this $70 machine, but we're gonna find out right now. So, it's actually running really smooth. It is not 170 amps. If it was, my rod would be melted by now. My guess is I'm running about 85 to 90 amps right now, which is about perfect for this 332 7018 rod. Nice smooth arc. I'm very, very surprised on what it's doing right now. So I'm going to buff this off real quick with this nice DeWalt grinder and just see how this weld looks. So we just laid our first bead, and I'll tell you what, it really surprised me what this little cheap machine will do. My guess is about 85 to 90 amps we were running, which is plenty hot to be running 332 7018. The arc was good. With inspecting this weld, actually it welded really clean. Had plenty of heat. It tied good in on the sides. That little machine is small but mighty. I think if you were to weld two pieces of metal together, this thing would hold very well. But I think we're going to take it to the next step and try to see if it'll weld some pipe. I gotta get some more rod real quick. Why are you still filming? Yeah, we're going to our cage guy right now to get some more 7018 332. Hey Chris, hey, can I get some 7018 332 please? This is Chris, by the way. He's our tool cage guy. So I am capping now on this piece of 4-inch pipe. Again, we're using 7018 332. I think that's about max on the size of rod you can run as a 332. But it's actually doing really well on this cap. One thing I noticed, you got to keep a real tight arc on it. Running that long with that welding rod at that higher amp, it'll actually trip our breaker here. And we have a 20 amp breaker. Really, if you wanted to run a longer time on it, you maybe would need like a 50 amp breaker, but then you might end up burning that machine up too. But so for a little bit of welding in a short distance, perfect machine, 20 amp breaker. So that was our first rod running a cap on this piece of 4-inch here. And as you can look, we got that slag starting to just peel off that weld. So usually that'll mean that's a pretty good weld. Let's just go ahead and flake it off and see what it looks like. Oh yeah. That's how we like to do it. We got the hot pass right there that we put in. It actually welded really well. It tied into our sides like we like it. And here's the cap that we ran one rod on the cap there. It tied in really well. I got no undercut. We even had that nice slag peeling off like we like. overall, it's a pretty good machine. With that being said, it's probably just a at-home machine for little jobs, not for industrial use like this. Probably won't take it, it won't handle it, but for at home, if you're welding your lawnmower together or something like that, a very nice machine for that, for a good price at $70 on Amazon. We just showed you what a $70 welder can do. If you want to step it up, go to applytoweld.com. We'll see you on the next weld.